Morning, well, it's Hippy Trev here. Beautiful day up here in paradise, so roll the intro.
Hi, Hippy Trev here, and welcome to my channel. Hope you get something out of it.
Rightio, well, so I did say in the last video there was the boat was going to start making a little bit more content, and yeah, I think it is about to. So everything's right up until when I pull the motor out. Motor's basically, apart from that overheating noise, and until it dropped the lobe, never had a problem with cold starting. Then I rebuilt the motor just over 1,000 miles ago. I put this zinc treatment in, and I'm pretty sure I over put the zinc treatment in, but same thing, I never had a problem with cold starting. So the other day I decided to do a oil change to get rid of this. So what started happening is I started going to things like Bundy, round tripping back, and started to use about this much oil on the stick. Went over again and come back and used a bit more oil. I'm like, well, this motor's never ever used oil in its life, except after, 7,000-8,000 miles or something like that. It started to use a little bit, but basically this motor never used oil. And even on the short trips, I did trip out to Woodgate and back. Same thing, got home and like, shit, this thing's used bloody oil on the stick, it shouldn't do it. So I was blaming this, and probably rightly so. So anyway, I've never had a problem with cold starts. It's always been good. Well, things have changed since I've done the oil change. So I'm going to get in there, I'm going to go and start this. I've got my little JC mic, which I'm just going to attach somewhere up here. And let's see. Let's see if you guys can pick out what the problem could be. Right, so I don't know if you picked that up straight away, but there's definitely a lifter noise going on in there now. I'm not exactly sure which side it is, but it's definitely a lifter noise from cold startup. Once she's warmed up a bit, temperature goes up a bit, and I've gone for a short drive, noise goes away completely. But I've never ever, on cold startup, since I've owned this motor, had any sort of lifter noise, except when I dropped the load that time, dropped the cam load. You can hear it there, it's very definite. I'm not sure whereabouts in the motor that lift noise is. I'm assuming it's the same lifter that spat the load. So is the boat seriously about to start making more content? Like I said, it goes on for way too long. It should have gone already. But once the motor has actually warmed up, that ticking noise does actually go away. Now the oil pressure gauge is full on 60 psi. Now it's gone. I know it's there. So anyway, that is the drama with the boat at the moment. That is the new content it's about to make. What is the story with this lifter? So it's faint, but it's there, and it shouldn't be there. And it's just about gone away right now. Pretty much gone now. Rightio, so. Rightio, so that's sort of, like I said, the boat's about to start making more content. I'm not about to go ripping the valley off and looking for things. Like I said, once it's warmed up, that tick does go away once it's been driven, but I also haven't driven it any length. I've only just done round town. I have to put a couple more miles on it and see if that noise does come back over a trip. But yeah, that tick never used to be there. Cold setup, never had a noise right up until I dropped that lobe off the cam. Up until then, it's never had a noise. I put that bloody oil treatment through, and I'm pretty sure I put way too much through. Even the oil that came out of it felt sandy, like very fine, gritty, sandy. And also did find a very thin slither of metal in the oil container. I don't know if it's still there anymore. I've had it redraining. But in here, there was just this very, very thin slither of metal, but it seems to have gone now, so I'll check this one. This one might be it. Just checking. I was pretty sure it came out of the oil filter drop, which is this one. So, which is this container here. I thought it came out of the oil filter drop and not out of the main oil drop, which was this one. So, I don't really know, but there was that very, very thin slither of metal. So, anyway, another beautiful day up here in paradise. I'm about to get me domestic SES duties on and go around and mow the SES shed lawn. Apparently, it's like this high when it should only be this high. It's apparently like 4 foot off the ground and a complete and utter fucking mess. I've been a bit lacking in my duties lately. I haven't been feeling 100%. Same as my lawns over there, they need mowing. Right, so now while I've got you here, this is completely off subject. So a lot of people have followed me for a long time now. I build models. So the other day I found 2 truck models. And after a bit of negotiation with the guy, and I sort of asked if he'd take a bit less and blah, 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 we agreed to $170 posted. All good. So anyway, a couple of days later, he sends me a picture of this massive big box and basically says, oh, postage was out, I need an extra $20. And I'm thinking, well, hang on a minute. No, mate, it doesn't work like that. You quoted me the $170. I instantly paid you the $170. You saw that. You can't come back at me 2 days later and saying you want an extra $20 on postage. I mean, Scruffy, shut up. Good girl. So anyway, yeah, so he messaged me saying, oh, I need another $20 because I've put it in a bigger box and I put stuff all around it and it's on, it's insured and it's all this stuff which like, now if you had told me straight up, Scruffy wants a pat. If you had told me straight up, it was going to be $190, $195 posted. It would end up being $175. Add an extra $20 to that. $195 posted for 2 truck models. I would have said, look, no, don't worry about it, mate. So I said, look, no. I said, no. I said, look, there are a cheaper way to package it, blah, blah, blah. And I said, and if you don't want to do that, look, just give me a refund. And then he came out with a few other things here and there, and then basically said, oh, well, how about we split the difference and I'll lose me X amount of money, an extra $10. I mean, I'm not giving you 1 extra cent, mate. I buy and sell things on Facebook all the time. If you muck your postage up and someone's already paid for it, that's on you. The key law is you go and figure what your postage ad is, you give them a price with postage, and if you both agree on it, you pay the bill, your item comes in the mail. Well, I wasn't, you know, I just felt like all of a sudden I was just getting completely scammed. This guy was asking for money, then he wanted more money. And then he tried to halve it and get less money, but still get more money out of me. And I'm thinking, mate, look, honestly. So we agreed on $175, and then it was 2 days later, he came back and said, oh no, I want an extra $20. Anyway, at $175, I was willing to pay that price for the 2 truck models. It's a little bit expensive, but it's posted, so it's all right, they arrive here. If you had told me they were going to be $195 posted, I would have just straight up said, no, not interested, way too much, not worth it, and I would have just scrolled on. So anyway, he dicked around for another 3 or 4 days and started leaving me all these messages. But at the end of the day, he told me that the 2 truck models, these 2, were in the post, are on their way here. So anyway, after 3 or 4 days of dicking me around and sending me all these messages, which I just basically didn't respond to, I just basically said, yeah, okay, mate, or look, mate, it's okay, all good. I never once got shitty. I just said, look, okay, mate, sorry it didn't work out. Just refund the money, all good, mate. Don't worry about it. So anyway, after 3 or 4 days of him, like I said, messaging me and saying all sorts of shit, and I was always nice all the way through, never got aggressive enough, and he finally said, yeah, your truck models are they're in the post, mate, and they're coming. So, but anyway, yeah, it was not quite a bad taste in my mouth, but I just couldn't get over the fact that this guy, he gave me his quote and then tried to hit me up for another 20 bucks, and it's just not how you do business. I've sent things out before. I scrapped 2 cars in the driveway and everything went out via post. So if I mucked up the postage costs, that was on me. I had to wear it. If you give someone a quote with postage included, they've paid up straight away. Whatever happens after that, it's on you. So whatever you do, just make sure you get your postage costs right before you go giving out quotes on delivering something in the mail. So anyway, that's just a little tip. I said I've bought and sold on here for years now, quite a few years. I've bought and sold here on Facebook, and I've only ever been caught out a couple of times, only because I was too lazy to go down to the post office first and actually get a quote. So anyway, worlds, that's a long-winded explanation. Now the other couple of things, the water leaks I had around here, around this bolt and this bolt, and one down the back. Since I've done the nip up and re-torque all that, they're all good. So basically, apart from that cold start-up knock noise, the boat's running fine. So I don't know if it's going to make more content in the future, but I'm going to have to lift that valley out, find out why I've got that ticketing lifter, ticketing lifter, why that's going on in there. I really don't know what that's about. I'm certainly not ready to pull the belly out just yet. And the fact that once it's been run for a little while, the ticking noise goes away, and it's good for the rest of the day. I can let the car sit for 5 or 6 hours, come back later in the afternoon, start her up, she's good as gold, no noise. So it's just strange, since I did that oil change, dropped the brand new 20W50 oil in there, that one lifter's gone ticky, so I'm not sure what that's about. But the joys of owning an old car. So anyway, well, I need to get my shit together. I need to get my mower and snipper in the back of the car and head off and mow the SES shed lawns. I might take you for a drive with me just round to the shed, and just to clarify, that ticking noise is gone. So anyway, worlds, I'll catch you a bit later. Bye. Get the gear on board. This is my poor old mower. And she's been ground down at the front, and I've had plenty of wheels come and go, and I've gone through shitloads of frames. I bought this mower, brand spankers, 23 years ago, and she's still going today. She's a Honda. Just a side thrower, nothing else. Brand new off the showroom floor, $900, 23 years ago, still going. And same as me whipper snipper, bought this brand new 23 years ago, 600 bucks. I've leveled paddocks with these things. If that mower could tell stories, it'd have a lot to tell. It'd end up being dragged behind the bus for a couple of kilometres, and that's why the front of it's all ground off, and I've leveled paddocks, and I've done a fair shitload of work with that poor old mower. So, righty, well, I'm going to mount in the car, and we're going to head off and do my domestic duty. So, catch you in the car later. Righty, well, let's go off and do my SES. Tick's still, let's go off and do my SES duties. Tick's still there. It seems to be going away a lot earlier than it did when I first did the oil change. Yeah, it's almost gone there now anyway. Still there, but only very, very faint. Gone. For the first few mornings that I did the cold start up, it went for quite a long time, and I got very concerned, like, holy shit, this is, you know, what's going on here? Maybe from all that overheating problems, maybe there is an oil gallery that isn't quite right, but I did blow and clean everything out before I put this motor back together. War tie. Mate, haven't got the camera cases on the bike yet. That's coming up soon. I've had another look at them camera cases today. Are absolutely fucking amazing, mate. You've done a really good job grabbing me those cases. Those GoPros 5 and 7 cases, they're great. I haven't gone anywhere on the bike for a while. I haven't been anywhere on the bike, so I haven't had a chance to get around and actually strap them to the bike. I can tell you though, the mornings here and the nights are getting very, very chilly. The last of the lovely summer nights, warm summer nights, though, have now long gone. It just changed overnight. We went from having beautiful 19, 20, 21 degree nights, now we're down to 12 and 13 degree nights, which makes it very hard to get out of bed first thing in the morning. We're still getting up in the 30, 33, 35s during the day, beautiful, but our nighttime temperatures and early morning temperatures they've just plummeted, literally plummeted. So I haven't been anywhere out on the bike, so I haven't got around to putting the cases in yet. I've actually had a pretty slack stay at home last few days, and I'm trying to get my head back into model mode, back into building models again. It might sound really weird, but it's like that when you know you've just got to literally allow yourself quite a few days or a week or so. That look like Goosey's unit. To get back into modelling, where you're just prepared to sit down and just do your paint work and just slowly go about putting your model together. So I ought to get in the right headspace about that. And yeah, I'm still waiting for those 2 trucks to arrive. The mail post has been today. They weren't in today's post, so hopefully that guy did actually send them. I mean, who fucking does that? Seriously, give them a quote and then 2 days later a message and say, no, I want another $20 in post. Who actually does that? That's just so wrong. Alright, so we're here at the SCS shed. The fire brigade have done their lawns, but they didn't touch ours out the back. So I haven't done these for way too long. So I don't know exactly how bad they are. Oh yeah, holy shit, look at that. Fuck. Alright, I've got a jungle in there. That's all whippersnipping. There's no way I'm putting a mower over that. That's all whippersnipping. I was there for a little while ripping into that, and the only other bit is down this side of the shed here. It looks like someone's done that not so long ago. That will be an easy mode, but yeah, the other one. That side there is going to be all whippersnipping all that, so alright. I did actually bring me boots, me working boots. It's the only time I wear shoes is when the only time I ever wear shoes is when I'm mowing the lawn or riding my bike. And as of my little warning, the last time I was in the pub, he told me quietly while having tea, please next time when you come down, would you please put a pair of shoes on? So, and I definitely have done that. So, right here, worlds, I've got to rip into this. I'm going to have one hell of a back after this job, because that's a shitload of whippersnipping to do. So I hope I got enough cord and I hope I got enough petrol. So, right here, worlds, I'll catch you when the job's done. Later. Right here, worlds, huffing and puffing, job's done. That is definitely not my normal mowing quality skills, but that tall grass was so thick it just ate through my whippersnipper cord like it was butter, and I only managed to just get the whole job done. I had a full spool of whippersnipper cord, and I run a very thick whippersnipper cord on the snipper. It's almost like fencing wire. So I looked at it and said, oh yeah, it'll be enough, get here, and got into it, and it just started, the grass was just so thick and so strong, it just started eating all my whippersnipper cord. So I was very lucky to get the end of the job done. So as rough as that is, I'm going to come back and I'm going to let that dry out now. All that top shit on the mulch, I'll come back in a couple of days, and at a nice low cut I'll just move all that loose stuff on top over to the side of the fence so it doesn't grow weeds anymore, and I'll be back looking like a bowling green. The other side came out pretty good. So cold start. No tick. No tick. No tick. So it's only on a cold start, and for the rest of the day, even if I leave it 3-4 hours, there won't be a tick. So
Right, that's that job done. Probably could have been a little bit better, but like I said, I ran out of whippersnipper cord, so I didn't get my edges done quite as good as I wanted to. Plus, the wire fences just eat my cord. Normally, I'd have all that edge there whippersnipped down perfectly. So, anyway, I'll come back in a couple of days and I'll finish that off and do a much better job. So at least it's down now, and that part of it's done. I'll take you for a little drive through the main street on a Friday morning. A very bright and flash looking XD up front. They're getting to be a rare item, two of them cars. A very quiet Friday morning after our Easter long weekend. Not much happened in the main street, never is. Oh yeah, so my mate Kat's invited me back up to, what the hell, there is a cat in the main street, this little gingery thing. What are you doing, pussycat? Come on, get off the street, footy cat. Anyway, so my friend Kat's invited me back up to Mount Morgan. There's some sort of, she said there's a rodeo, which I'm not really into rodeos and horse shit, but there's something happening up at the end of the month, and she said, why don't you come back up in the boat? She's going to ask a couple of friends to come up. So the fact that she said come up in the boat means I've probably lost my room in the house. Looks like I'll be sleeping in the back of the boat if I go up. So that would be a good run, good test run for the boat. That's like 8-hour round trip, quite a few hundred miles. I need to either go to Childers, Gayndah, or Bundy or Scaryborough. Before I do think about that trip, just to make sure it can make it and isn't using a shitload of oil and there's not things about to happen. And also, mate, I can't remember your name, you said you and your missus might be coming up at the, whoops, my indicator was on. You and your missus might be coming up at the end of April this month and hanging out for a couple of days. So if you're watching the video and that was you, I think I know who it was, but look, I can't say any names, so I'm shit ass at remembering names. Yeah, let me know if you still plan on coming up towards the end of this month. Right, now I've got the shed lawns done for SES, I need to think about doing my lawns, which I'll have to get into shortly and knock these over and get them done. So, might have a cup of tea or two break and get into doing my lawns. So, anyway, as you can hear, no tickety tick 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 from a rattly lifter. That's only happening, excuse me, that's only happening at cold start, and today's cold start, it lasted way less than the last 3 cold starts, but I have been noticing the one before this start was like, okay, that went away a little bit quicker. The first 2 times I did, I was like, shit, I really thought I dropped another lobe on the camp. Honestly, I just thought, oh shit, here we go again. The boat's about to make some more serious content. I'm hoping it's not. That tick went away, it still took way too long, but it did go away a lot quicker than the last couple of starts. Plus the oil, well, it's just getting in there now and starting to get used up and lose a little bit of velocity and all that sort of shit. It's only done, well, I can't remember. It's only done probably 20-30 miles since I've done the oil change, so it hasn't done a lot at all. And hopefully more and more starts, cold starts, that tick will start going away without doing any permanent damage or wear. So yes, fingers crossed the boat doesn't start making a shitload more content, because I'm not up to that right now, and I just don't want that to happen. So rightio, so waiting on 2 truck models to come down next week, hopefully. That he did actually send them. Can't believe that guy tried to sting me another $20 after I paid the $175. I think he needs to learn how to do business a lot better, and there was no way I was going to fork over another $20. At $175 that was dear enough, but to take them up to $195, the models weren't worth nowhere near that. And that's why I normally buy off that Facebook page, because they're way cheaper than buying through the shops, and you usually get a pretty good deal. So let's hope he's followed through and done the right thing and got them in the mail, and I'll see them next week. I've got to think about starting the car and the bike model, this one. Got to get my head in the game about that and start getting into that model. So, righto, well, I'm home. I need to think about doing my lawn. So, stay safe, keep your knees in the breeze, and I will catch you later. Bye.